All right, guys. We are live. I decided to do this live because, you know, there have been many events that have occurred over the last, I want to say, over the last couple of days, over the last couple of weeks as well, that kind of put things in perspective for you. You know, we're living in a time right now where pretty much everything is accepted that is not conducive to your well-being. This is one thing that I have came to find out. Now, you ask the average person, no, you're just being too uptight, or you just ask the average person, you're just which one call it a loser, you're just a lame, you know, you're just you're just basically don't have no swag, or you'll hear these kind of things, you'll hear these kind of arguments, right? When you look at the phenotypical type of man, the man who, set things in order, set, put affairs in order. He didn't have what you call like swag. When you look at Julius Caesar, when you look at Genghis Khan, when you look at the likes of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam, when you look at the likes of the Caliphate of Umar al-Khattab radiallahu an, when you look at Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu an, when you look at Usman bin Fujiye radiallahu an, when you look at Sarin Tuba radiallahu an, when you look at, for example, Thomas Sankara, Amilcar Cabral. These type of people did not, Sheikh Hamza Job, rahmatullah alayh. These type of people did not necessarily have what you call swag, but they had charisma, and it was a quiet charisma that can be respected by everybody, and their accomplishments spoke for themselves. So what what people may try to get you to do is they may try to guilt trip you. So the reason for this title is that your dignity is more important than being accepted by them. And what I mean by that is that you have to get to a point in your life and get to a point in your being that their acceptance is irrelevant to you. Okay. The thing you have to understand is that most of them operate under the same premises. When it comes to just like the Western world in general, and especially when it comes to Western women, please name me one time. Please name me one time in the recent history where you have seen a woman in the West operate individually, um, in a way that is against the grain, so to say, right? You don't really see it. Okay. Now, many of these dating roaches, like Lucario, um, like Justin Weller, who's another loser, will tell you that, oh, you have to bring it out of them. You have to bring this individuality out of them from being the top tier, high value man, this, that, and the other. And of course, we know that is falsifying. But just give me a minute, and I'm going to what you call it. I'll be right back. I want to go do something real quick. It'll take a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. And again, when I make videos and when I do live streams, I try to, in my best power, cite some Islamic references, because the thing is, the backbone for me is Islam. You know what I mean? Like, that is the backbone. That is the measuring stick. Any act, any video I make, right? The measuring stick has to be Islam for the most part. So just give me 1 minute. So, um, you know, there's two books that are really helpful, and they're kind of. I want you to. I want to say that there's too much information in these books. As a matter of fact, like I would say, and maybe I have to, and maybe I may have to do a series of these books, um, in in pertaining to yeah, maybe I have to do a read along of these books and pertaining to how relevant they are to today's society and what is going on in today's society. I mean, there's just too much information in these books. And me, I've read the books before. I've read them both, but again, you can read them again and probably still learn something that you didn't learn in the first book, so at this point it's like wow. But anyhow, the books were the books were pertaining to Islamic African revolutionary thought, basically, in pre-colonial Africa. But everything that was said in the books could be relevant for today. Um, so I took some notes from these books because I was looking for something in the books, but I ended up finding something else that kind of like uh, strung into this live stream. So I'm gonna review. I'm gonna review this. So basically, knowledge is the root of work. That's one of the quotes in the book. So when you're dealing with like the knowledge aspect, you have to understand that you know when you know something, you do something, right? And also, working in ignorance is of no merit. So when you see, I hate to say it, when you see simps and they're putting in all this work trying to get the attention of women, trying to win the women over with their wallet, it's of no merit. Okay. They end up at the short end of the stick. One such story, and this is weird to me. And I never talked to this guy about it because, I just think he's a loser. But there was this one guy, his name is, I'm not going to say his real name, but he literally gave himself over to a woman, led with his wallet, led with trying to take her out on these trips and things like that. Try to move in with her. But she was just like stringing him along the whole time. It was nothing ever serious. And now, because of this, right, he is psychologically damaged. And you know, I usually feel sorry for a man's plight. But when that man somehow treats another man a certain way because he's maybe of a darker hue than him, then no, I don't feel sorry for him. And that's the kind of the feeling I get from him because of the simple fact that, yeah, I'm darker, you know. Um i- so I say this to say that this dude spent money on her. This dude was trying to take her on trips and things like that. But at the end of it served no merit because now he's in therapy about it. I'm not trying to put someone's business out there, but he puts his own business out there. But the fact of the matter is that this chick drove him to therapy. And I guarantee you the therapist he's speaking with is a female therapist. So what does that tell you? All of this work in ignorance serves him no merit. Okay. Now, also, acquired knowledge must produce results in practical life. So that's just basically saying, like, if we know better, we do better, right? So if we know a group of people carry certain traits, or if gender in a certain demographic location carry certain traits, then we are obligated to either you have two choices. You can indulge in the ignorance in which they want you to indulge in, or you can simply leave. I recommend the second choice. Okay. Now, the other thing is this, because I had to start this YouTube channel because the other one got flagged because the message in which I was pushing, the opposite gender did not like it. So that's why they flagged the channel. And that's why I had like strikes against the other channel. So the other channel is now just strictly a sports channel. Okay. Now, if you're trying to do better, and it's sad to say it, this is very, very sad to say, but even the opposite gender does not want to see you do better if she is in the West. Okay. And this is not a sob story. This is just the reality. But there is bound to be opposition. So what that means is that your this channel will have opposition, and also um the other channels who have the same message are going to have opposition as well. So in essence, you cannot let the words of those who hate you imitate you, or intimidate you. And also you can't let the words of people who fools imitate, um or the mockery of the one who has gone astray, intimidate you either. For example, there's a bunch of banshees and hyenas which follow behind Cynthia G, which follow behind Sansaray Monique, which follow behind Drew Afalo, who follow behind Tonya TKO. You can't let those group of banshees or hyenas intimidate you whatsoever, especially if you're standing up for something that's right. Okay. And don't let the slander or the rancor, or or the one who bears a grudge against you, and it's also helped by ones who just enjoy evil customs, intimidate you either. So what that means is that in essence, what I'm saying in a nutshell, you can't let a 304, a feminist, a Keisha, a Casper Caring, or any of the like thereof intimidate you from carrying out the message, as long as the message is pure and sincere, which it is most of the time. Now, granted, there are people in the space that may not have the like sincere ideas in which they're trying to, you know, get across. We already understand there always are going to be those type of people within the space that don't carry those that don't carry the sincere ideas that you carry. So also you got to just tuck up your sleeves, man. Tuck up your sleeves and begin with yourself. That's the thing. And I'm not going to sit here and say work on yourself, but what I'm going to say is be self-aware of yourself, meaning ask yourself these questions. What do you want? Is what you want obtainable here? What matters to you? Is what matters to you obtainable here in the West? And just ask yourself those series of questions. Ask yourself, okay, is the life I'm trying to live going to be found in the Western Hemisphere? That's what you have to ask yourself, you know. So this is the main point, one of the main points in which I'm trying to make. And also, as hard as it is, you must have patience. And I know it's hard to be patient with these people. It's very hard to be patient. So, true patience is restraining oneself from anxiety while trying to get yourself out of the chaos in which we find ourselves in, you know. I'll read a Quranic verse, kind of breaks this down. So the Quran says, and this is what the Quran says. So the Quran even alludes to monk mode, okay, which I advocate for any male in the West who has his head on his shoulders and is looking for something better that is not to be found in the West. So the Quran says uh in Surah Al Muzammil, it says, Audu billahi minas shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It says, Wasbir ala ma yakulun wahjuhum wahjaran jamila. And so what that means is it says that and be patient over what they say and avoid them with gracious avoidance. So even in the Quran, it is saying that you should avoid. You should avoid, like, because I'm going to be honest with you, it is a blanket statement, but what I'm about to make, but like most of the women in the West don't mean you no good, and let a red pill coach tell it. You just have to become a high value man, and then all of a sudden your luck changed. All of a sudden they act nice to you. All of a sudden they act submissive to you. All of a sudden they this, that, and the other, right? That's what they tell you. But like you look at, divorces occurring and you realize that if, for example, Jeff Bezos can't keep a wife, and I think she's getting another divorce, as a matter of fact, like with the new husband, I think so. If Tom Brady can't keep a wife, right? If these guys can't keep wives, then what, I hate to say it, but what kind of hope do you have? You know what I mean? You see, unfortunately, what Zion Williamson put himself through, and you have to realize that avoid them. and I'm gonna have to do the tafsir on this because there's different ways of saying this. So what it I'll just look at the quick tafsir of that verse. So, you can depart from these people, right? Um, but just have a high and by type relationship and a yes no type relationship. That's it. That's the only way you should have it. What I'm saying is that you shouldn't be in a way about yourself where, you know, you're so fed up with their ways and you're so fed up with how they act that you decide that, hey, I'm just, I'm gonna just treat them mean, be disrespectful to them. Nah, just keep it high by yes, maybe. And that's it. That's all you need to do. You don't need to have this like innate animosity towards them. You can just keep it cool, keep it respectful, but you don't have to interact with them. You don't, you know. So therefore it's better for you just to avoid them. And what I learned too, this is one thing I had to learn as well, especially on the TikTok space of things. You don't really have to engage with them if you post some receipts, like, and you have the evidence of the receipts. You don't have to really, like, you know, engage with them because of the simple fact that, hey, you posted the receipts. um they can try to defend themselves, but you don't have to necessarily, you owe them no explanation. You can just say okay and just keep it moving. You don't have to entertain them. That's one thing I had to learn, and I should have been had this because, like, part of our culture is dignity. And so if you go back and forth with them, like, you kind of lose dignity, so don't go back and forth with a banshee. Don't go back and forth with a hyena. They're all the same, don't do it. Just give me a minute. I want to check something out real quick. I want to check something out real quick. Okay. That's all I needed. I just need to look at something real quick. But what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, you don't have to, like, you don't have to entertain these elements. You don't have to. It's a waste of energy. But if you have something to say and what you have to say is accurate, then you shouldn't be afraid to say it. You should not hold your tongue in saying what it is that you need to say. You know, um, question certain things that, for example, I question why people are still behind just pasty things. But hey, what do I know? Like, what do I know? It is what it is. Who knows the reason why they're behind him, behind her, but for some reason they still decided that they were going to be behind her, for whatever reason. But anyhow, there's a couple of things I want to touch on. There's a few things that I actually want to touch on. But one thing I want to touch on is I want to read on something again that was that was that was actually brought to my attention through a PDF file that was sent to me by my teacher. Uh and yeah, again, it just shows that you have to ask yourself this question. What I'm about to read from. You have to ask yourself, okay, if it is what I want obtainable here in the West? You have to ask yourself this question. And many people also, you have to understand that maybe, people do not want what you want. Like some certain people want different things. That's just a part of life. People want different things. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. Uh let's go ahead and get into what it is that I want to get into. And I'm going to read from this excerpt from the text that I of course have came across. Just give me a minute. I want to just go ahead. Just give me 1 minute. Just I have to scroll through the text to look for it. Hold on. Okay. I think I found it. I think I found it. Okay, so the text reads, and this is in pertaining to marriage. Now, I want to say something that, like, marriage, I hate to say it, and it's gonna be kind of pessimist what I'm about to say, but I just have to keep it real in terms of the context of the time we're living in. But but you know, marriage in the West is pretty much a dead institution. Okay, very few people I know are getting married. I'm just gonna be honest. You don't really hear about marriages that much. You know, I'm just gonna be real. It's not really happening like like one would think. You know, one would think that um it's it's booming. You know, one would think that, oh, you know, the marriage thing is booming, 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 booming. And I hate to say it, but it really isn't. You know, it's really kind of, you know, I hate to say it, but it's really kind of it's really kind of down in the wayside now. You know, the marriage aspect is kind of down in the wayside, and you know, there's multiple reasons for it, but I hate to say it, but like I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but one thing I will say is that one thing I will say is that the the reason why the marriage is in the dumps right now is for the simple fact that, you know, a marriage here is kind of like a 5-year plan. And part of that 5-year plan is, okay, you're going to deal with that person for a certain amount of time, and then you're going to cut loose. And the one thing I will say, and I know this sounds harsh, but like um a lot of the time you have to understand something. When a woman decides that is going to cheat and things like that, 9 times out of 10, you know, she yeah, I hate to say it, but she does not mind getting caught, you know, uh because you can say I want a divorce, and she'll like kind of gloss over it and things like that, understanding that, okay, yeah, you can get a divorce, but guess what? I'm still getting um I'm still getting a lot of your stuff, you know. That's the one thing that we have to examine with the whole marriage dynamic. So um with that being said, right? Um a man, for example, I'm gonna be honest, a man does understand the importance of a man does understand the importance of like marriage. A man does understand the importance of family, but a man also understands his preservation is very important as well. That his uh well-being is very important as well. So he's more or less so not going to put himself in a situation where it's like, oh crap, if I do this, you know, what do I stand to get out of it? You know, like he's not going to put him compromise himself, so to say, you know. So, with that being said, right, I want to say that, you know, it's we with the Islam, right? It it pretty much it pretty much governs the totality of life, right? It pretty much does that. Okay. So the thing is, right? Marriage is basically something that is very important. Okay. Providing for a wife is not really the problem. It's what is given for providing for that wife. Okay. Yes, provisions have to be measured. Yes, but also I want to say having good character should be not overlooked as well, but for some reason a lot of people, they tend to overlook this. They tend to overlook that, having a good moral character is very much important. It's very important. But, you know, with a woman, all they care about is the bag in the Western world, so to say. But let me see. We all know the husband is charged with the responsibility of providing for the material and spiritual welfare of his wife. Um, and also, we understand that a wife is entitled to an education and things like that. Um, so the reason why we have to educate our wives, and we get this, is that they're responsible for our kids. If you have an ignorant wife, then what do you think the kid is going to become? That's the thing. Look at what the kids are becoming right now from ignorance of their mothers. You know what I mean? I hate to say it, but you look at the generation, you see what's happening and what kids are becoming because of their mothers, right? And now what I want to talk about too is the fact that um there's a lot of currents that are, I hate to say, going to be going against you with the advert of these kind of new ideas that they have brought upon us. And what I mean by these ideas, I mean the 72 genders and the alphabet soup mafia as well. You know what I mean? Um, so when you have these currents, when you have people openly saying we're coming for your kids, when you have members of the Rainbow Mafia saying that we're coming for your kids, you know, um, this is not good. It's not good. So you have to understand, like, this is what you're up against. So you have to ask yourself, are you allowed, is it going to be, um, is it going to really be able to be, w- is what you want to do, is the life you want to live, is it really obtainable where you are? You have to ask yourself that. Are you going to be able to bring up your kids in the correct way where you are without them getting lost in the sauce? These are questions you have to ask yourself. And so this is why I did this live stream, is for the simple fact that your dignity is more important than their acceptance. Okay? That's just the bottom line. I mean, at the end of the day, what would you rather have? Would you rather have, for example, I'm just going to make an example. Would you rather have kids like Gabrielle Union's kids? Or would you rather have kids like, say, who's a good example right now? LeBron James's kid. But then again, LeBron James's kid got called out for taking Karen to the prom, right? Normal dating, normal dating platform, right? But Gabrielle Union did not get called out for trying to turn her, well, not even trying to, but actually turning her kid into a turning her biologically male kid into a female, you know. And the same goes for Charlize Theron. They're not calling her out um on her, I want to say, on her transgressions in terms of her adopted kids. They're not calling her out on that, but they'll call out people who want normality in their kids. They'll call out on them. They'll call them out. So this is what I'm saying. Again, it goes back to the point, are you going to be able to raise kids in a way that is going to, be good? That's what you have to ask yourself. And then I hate to say it, but it's only going to get worse, you know? I don't want to say it's going to get better when it's not. It's only going to get worse. You see that everything is alluding to the fact that it is going to get worse. You see it. You just see it in every aspect of life, unfortunately, in this Western hemisphere. And I hate to say it, but it's just, I would be, I would be lying to you if I didn't say it was going to, I would be lying to you if I said it was going to get better. And I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie when obviously something's not working and it's continuing not to work. But anyhow, let me go ahead and get into something else in the article. Hold on, let me scroll down. See if there's anything else worth note that I need to mention before I go into these videos. Before I share my screen and go and do my commentary. I like to do that. I like to first talk about like certain things and then get like show examples of what I'm talking about by going over by doing commentary on certain things. I like to do that. I'm into that. So I think I've pretty much talked about what I need to talk about. So now I want to go into the commentary portion of it. Okay, so let me go ahead. Hopefully, I don't get copyright striked either for doing that, for doing what I'm doing. You know. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen right now, and we're going to get into it. Hopefully, again, uh I don't get copyright strike from it. But let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So here we go. So you guys have known about like the whole cuckold thing with Adam 22 or cuckold thing. I don't want them to strike me. But yeah, but yeah, let me get into it basically. So yes, there we know we know what happened with Adam 22. It's over everywhere, everybody knows what happened. Okay, so um I want to get into it a little bit. Um so I'm going to start with this point part. I'm going to start with this part first, and then I'm going to get into the other parts. So this was actually brought to the forefront. I didn't really know about I didn't really know about this until recently, but I'm gonna get into it a little bit. But this was recent, and I guess he was doing an interview with a woman. I don't know who the woman was, but he was just doing an interview and talking it up about how he laid it down. And Adam 22 did not appreciate that at all. But I think it was more so that it was more or less more so like just trying to get more views. I don't think he was serious. I think he was just trying to cause controversy to get more views. That's in my opinion, in my humble opinion. I think what it was is it was just a push to get more views. But anyhow, let's listen to this.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recording
now want that vibe, want that look.
Yeah, because they get to be themselves. You're acting, but you're really not acting so much. You're being yourself, so it's pretty dope.
For sure. And you do a lot of TikToks.
Yeah.
You like making TikToks?
my name was always hot in the porn world. So, you know, she and her husband were talking. It was like doing a threesome with me. So obviously that's the thought of another round.
That was going to be actually my next question. Would you ever fuck Lena with Adam at the same time?
Yeah, that's my job, to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't make money, I'm gonna take a job that's gonna pay me well.
Now, you know, in terms of that, you know, I will hope that, you know, like I will hope that he wouldn't entertain the fact and like, okay, well, you know, I mean, I'll go ahead and be with him. I'll go ahead and be I'll go ahead and do the thing with him and actually interact with him as well. Like I will hope that he would just not, you know, entertain that kind of dynamic. Hopefully he wouldn't do so. You know, hopefully he wouldn't like put himself out there like that. But let's continue.
Do you think that you fucked her better than Adam did?
Well, obviously, yes.
I mean, so like again, he's telling like he's basically emasculating her husband. You know, he's basically doing that right before your very eyes. Like he's just basically saying, like, yo, like, yeah, I put it down. You know, that's what he's basically saying. He's saying that, hey, I put it down. And there's really nothing that he can do about it, you know. That's what he's essentially saying, is that like, you know, that that of course I'm gonna measure, of course I'm gonna measure better than he is. You know, that's what he's saying. This is just, you know, it's sad to say it, but this is what he's telling people. It's that I did it better. Well, let's continue.
But I'm pretty sure he probably felt different with Adam for her because love is involved emotions. But as for the physical aspect of getting fucked, obviously.
So let's say that you and Adam were to have a threesome with Lena.
Mm-hmm.
You still think that you would fuck her better with her husband trying to fuck her as well?
100%. It would be like I don't know, it'd be like a bout. And obviously, I'm the stronger fighter, so I'm gonna win.
So it's like a choose your fighter thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I would be looking forward to that video for sure.
That would be pretty dope.
That's gonna break the internet again.
So again, too, you see how these women think. You know, you see where her mind is at, rather than be the type that will say, well, you know, this is not really a good look. This is not really a way we need to be moving in. She's encouraging the madness, you know, and so, you know, many of these women will argue with you up and down, say, hey, you know, it's not all of us. They'll say that, hey, you know, we're not all like that and things like that. But I hate to say it, but a large majority are like that. You know, I really hate to be the person to say this. I mean, and you just see it. You just see it. You hear it in the interviews. I mean, really, when's the last time that you heard a productive? When's the last time you heard like a productive podcast with these people, with these with them on it? Like when's the last time you heard it? You know, we just have to be honest with ourselves. You know what I mean? I hate to say it, but we just got to be real with ourselves. Well, let's continue.
So I actually saw the video released yesterday. I saw it. First of all, wow. Second of all, whose idea was it to end in a cream pie?
Okay, so I guess her pussy hadn't been stretched out in a while. So then I was doing all the stretching. It's like my dick was starting to get numb. And I was like, yo, we have to keep going. It was going so long.
So, like, indirectly, what he's telling you, if you're listening, is that not only did he smash Adam 22's wife better, but he also is saying that, you know, he comes up short as well. That's what he's saying, that like he's also on the small side. Now, keep in mind what I named the title. You know, I named the title that your dignity is way more important than their acceptance, and I did that for a reason. And hopefully now you see the reason why I named the title that. Okay. But let's continue on. Give me 1 second.
That it was nothing I could do. It was like the numbness I didn't notice. And I'm like, yo, it's about, you know, and then hey, it happened.
So the cream pie was not planned.
Nope.
But then she got freaky with it. She started eating it, you know, doing the nasty.
She got into the moment. You know how it is once you get into the moment. It's like, you know, it's all no holds bar. Let's go.
From like Adam's perspective, how do you think he felt seeing her eat the cream pie and get cream pied by you?
I guess he was probably like, okay, you know, brush your teeth. We can't kiss until tomorrow because it's in my brain right now.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen any of the memes on Twitter? Have you been like looking at any of the stuff?
Of course. Everybody was sending them to me, so I had to see them.
So some of them are really funny. I'm just gonna show you a couple and get your reaction, if that's okay. Here, let me turn the brightness up. Okay, so you can just scroll down. There's 4 of them, but
there's 4 of them, you said?
Yes. So if you can just read them as well.
Wait, Adam 22 going back in after this, bruh. That's exactly how it would be. Jeez. Okay, it was the next one. Okay, Adam 22 filming that scene like really with the Jordan meme crying. Plausible. Oh no. Adam 22 watching this happen. Yo, she's rolling her eyes like that's possessed. That's not good dick is right at this moment right here. For the eyes to roll behind the head, you're putting it down.
So again, I mean, and well, we have to ask ourselves, can we really blame him for like this though? Like, can we really blame him for actually like bigging up his work? I know it sounds bad, but I mean, we can't really blame him for, you know, going ahead and bigging up his work, you know, because the sad thing is he was given a platform to do it. So the fact that he was given a platform to do it, I mean, what I hate to say it, but I mean, you can't really fault him for feeling the type of way he's feeling. You know, I know it sounds bad, but you really can't. You really can't like fault him for this way. You know. But let's continue.
Kudos to my work ethic. Adam 22 after watching Lena's video. No, not jumping out the car. I've never seen this one.
You haven't seen that one yet?
There's some good ones.
So when you see yourself as a meme online, like how do you feel about that?
I was so used to it from the Riley Reid gangbang.
Mm-hmm.
They had so many memes from that one. It's like I'm kind of like I guess I'm skin hardened to it. Like I'll just laugh at them. I'll laugh with the people. You know, I'm silly, so I don't care.
Yeah, some of them are actually pretty funny, and the internet goes really crazy.
Like the internet is undefeated.
Mhm.
I don't understand how some people even think of these things. Like they be pulling shit from 1980 and fusing them together. Like ain't no way.
Do you think that this is gonna be your most watched video that you've ever created?
Based off the hype, I would like to think so.
Mhm.
Oh, definitely. And it's one of my best scenes too, surprisingly. And it's not mainstream, although we produced it mainstream
Right.
wise. It might be one of my best scenes. Like if that was in the awards category, it probably would win one.
Yeah, for sure. Do you
Oh,
think that it could be nominated for one?
Well, I don't know because we did it ourselves. I'm not certain how you'll be able to like implement it to the award scheme, but I don't know. Could
Mhm.
be.
So you know who Andrew Tate is, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Andrew Tate also spoke about the video. I think everyone's kind of speaking about it on their
Mhm.
platform because it is such a big deal for many people. So Andrew Tate also spoke about the video in an interview. Have you seen that interview?
I think I did see it briefly about the Matrix trying to take away from the man's
Exactly.
authority and
Mhm.
put the woman in a higher pedestal. Yeah, I did see it.
How do you feel about him saying that?
Well, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Whether you like it or not is their opinion. You choose to do with that information as you please. I don't think that the world is trying to put the woman on a higher pedestal. I guess they're just trying to make it more of an equal basis. You know, one can do it, the other one can. I guess me personally, like I said before, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. That's just me. I
Mhm.
guess my ego is a little bit too defensive to allow that to happen.
Right.
But to each his own. I guess you don't knock it till you try it, but I wouldn't try it.
That was actually going to be one of my questions. If you were in a relationship with somebody, would you be able to allow a porn star to fuck your woman?
No, my girl can have all the girls she want. No penis but mine. It's like one of the best in the world. Why you need another one? So with that being said, no.
No. Yeah. And there's no changing your mind about it.
No. No money, no nothing. I have way too much. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I feel like Adam is really seeming like he's really cool with it. He doesn't really show like too much emotions when he's speaking about it. He's just
And that's where she's wrong. And this is where she's going to become wrong in this, because here is something that Adam came out with and said. Here we go.
Yeah.
So if you cool with it, then it is what it is.
For the eyes to roll.
Only thing he's mad at the post. That is enough. And
Number 3, don't make me
fucking sit there and
Number 3, don't make me expose you. And you know what I'm talking about. And number 5, you are officially blacklisted for smashing my wife again.
Bruh.
So let me try to find the full video of him actually responding. Hold on. I don't know if it's real or fake. That's the thing. Here we go.
My D game
Put King Vaughn over this?
more important. Really feeling it. Number 1.
Put King Vaughn over this?
I'm talking real spicy and I ain't really feeling it. Number 1, the angle of the dangle is more important than the cubic of the pubic. That's number 1.
So, now this guy is trying to justify. And again, there is no coming back from this. That's the sad thing. There is no coming back from this. There is no rectifying this situation at all. There's no coming back, rectifying the situation, saying that something like, okay, well, I mean, I have I have justification in what I'm doing and things like that. And so yeah, there's none of that. I'm just gonna be honest. It's you're not going to come back from it whatsoever. So let's listen to it.
Number 2, my D game, when I'm serving it, man, it's just like your mom's home cooking because there's a special ingredient. It's called love. You ever heard of it? Number 3, don't make me expose you. And you know what I'm talking about. It could get real messy out here. Number 4.
Now, the thing is about exposing is, I mean, the dude smashed your wife, like, so I'm pretty sure he's like exposed. You know what? That's the thing. The like, I'm just being honest that like, um, the thing is that we've already seen everything. That's the thing. We've already seen everything there is to expose about him. So it's kind of like ridiculous at this point that you're saying don't make me expose you. It's like, okay, well, we've seen everything already. So it's just like, okay, what are you talking about? Like, don't make me expose you. We've seen it all. We've seen it all already. So come on. Everything has been seen. There's nothing really that hasn't been seen. So yeah, I don't know what this dude is talking about. But anyhow, let's continue.
You don't want problems moving around in these LA streets because I can make that happen. I'm very well connected. And number 5, you are officially blacklisted for smashing my wife again.
Wow. Now, I want you to hear that. He said, you're officially blacklisted from smashing my wife again. And it's like, okay, well, ask yourself this question. Like, why did he smash your wife in the first place? Like, the first time around? Like, that shouldn't have happened. You know, but again, views, the money, that's more important to you than actual like respect and dignity. So I get it. You know, I do get it. I do understand. Okay. But in the first place, like I'm just wondering, like, okay, why was he smashing your wife in the first place? You know, this is kind of dumb. But hey, what do we know? But let's continue.
Show some respect.
All right. So now let's look at the response of let's look at the response of him. Okay, let's see.
All right, man. So he responds to you saying, you know, guy.
I was gonna buy the videos.
It's a whole mess, man. Let's get into his response here.
He didn't look like a call out to me. Like you were just talking. Hey, look, I come from the slums. Words would never bother me. I was gonna buy the videos. The man had something to get off his chest. He got it off. That's what I'm gonna say. I said everything I had to say in the video, in the interview. So, you know, I just spoke facts. Adam dissed me. Oh, I'm gonna go cry in the corner. Go cry in the corner. Hey, somebody grab me a pillow in the blanket. I need to go lay down and cry. Look.
So the thing is that like he has every right to be like that and react in such a way because of the simple fact that it's already done. There is no taking it back. It's just, yeah, it's a wrap already. So this is why I'm saying that, like, again, um, again, it's done. What's done is done. So of course he's not going to respond in any rah type way. He doesn't need to respond in any rah type way. Adam 22 is still trying to maintain his dignity, but that's long gone. I'm just going to be honest. That thing is out the window, That's the thing.
I'm an open book. I promise you, there's nothing to be exposed about me. Absolutely nothing. The only thing you get exposed is that I'm richer than you think I was. How much you making off the Lenny video right now? 12, 13,000 a day.
So you heard him. He's making like 12 grand, 13,000 grand from that video. Because when you look at it, that video, of course, is going to be on Pornhub. It's going to be on all those adult websites. And the thing is about it is that there's going to be residuals to how many plays that the video gets, and as sad as it sounds, this is just what's happening. This is just how it works, you will, what I mean, you will get those plays, you'll get those you'll get those views and those plays from or he'll get paid every time someone clicks play on it, That's the thing. And that's just the reality of it. I mean, it's a sad reality, but this is the world we live in. Okay?
I guess we're doing
Hey, dude, this guy could not give less of a.
that clout. It's getting to your head. Open your eyes.
You got to get her all types of Lamborghini.
Happening, Bradley. It ain't happening.
In your personal opinion, okay.
Because I can make that happen. I'm life again. So proud of you doing your first ever BBC.
So another thing too, and this is why your dignity is more important than them accepting you. Cucks or kooks, I should say, I don't want to get banned. Kooks and simps will reward these women bad behavior and will reward and be forgiving of these women's past in which they chose. Here you have Adam giving her a Lamborghini and saying, for your first scene without him, this is what you're getting. This is what you're getting. This is your reward. So again, guys, we have to understand something. It's really not in our best interest to entertain this craziness and put up with this craziness, because it's being rewarded. It's being rewarded. This thing is being rewarded in the West rather than being shamed in the West. Okay. Now let's look at something else I saw. Hold on just a minute. Let me see it. Let's see.
I wanted the new lease on life. to find another path to a new.
I know Chiggs is in here recording this.
That's Adam trying to milk the situation. It's his reaction to
I said everything I had to say.
big beef. Call the guy and be like, yo.
Okay, so we already watched that. Now, to be honest, I never really did rock with just pasty things. I really did never really rock with just pasty things. Like I was always like, there's something up here. There's something not right here. I was always of that viewpoint when it came to just pasty things. And again, it kind of like it kind of did, my intuition did not fail me. You know what I mean? And my whole thing is like, bro, do you not have any self-respect? I was just like looking at her like, are you serious right now? So what happened was that just pasty things basically she is now riding the Adam 22 wave. And my whole thing is this. Why would you wait to say this right now versus just saying it earlier on and being like, oh, well, yeah, he tried to make me do it too. But here we go. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I don't like just pasty things. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really a big fan of her. I don't even think she's good looking. I think she's I think honestly she's stupid. May Allah forgive me for saying it in such a way, but yeah, she's stupid. You know what I mean? Like she has a couple of screws loose. I mean, what type of woman like it goes on to show like, is this really a flex? You admitting to the fact that basically he offered you to do a scene? Like now you're bring like you didn't bring this to the attention long ago, but now you're bringing it to the attention. Get the hell out of here. But let's listen to her. Hopefully I don't get this video flagged.
Do you ever wish you had a creative collaborator to help you brainstorm and develop your ideas? With
sex tape with the next story today we are going to be talking about is Adam 22. Adam. So this week his sex tape, or not his sex tape. So this week Adam 22's wife Lena's sex tape with this porn star's video drop. So they have been marketing it all week, promoting it. Adam's just saying, wow, I am so proud of my wife for getting her back blown out. Now, I know I was uncomfortable with this before, but now I'm just super turned on and so into my wife getting railed by other dudes. And I'm very proud. So now Adam has liked a tweet. So he said, there was a tweet that said, God damn, he fucked the shit out of Adam 22's wife, had her biting the bed sheets and screaming. Adam 22 liked this tweet. He liked this tweet talking about how another guy slept with his wife. So what do the men say about this? Adam is the type of guy who says, oh, sorry, when he walks in on his wife with another guy. And this is the thing, Adam, no guy can respect you ever after this. I'm sorry, why? Why? This is degeneracy. And the funny thing is, they'll say, oh, decisions that are going to affect the kid. degeneracy. They try to bring us into, and I did have a dad, and that's a no thing. Okay. I want to say one more thing about Adam 22. And this is the thing, okay? You cannot live a life outside of this craziness without the left trying to drag you into it. Without all of these degenerate, crazy people trying to, and this is what they'll do. They'll attack you personally. They'll dig into your past. They'll dig for any piece of dirt they can find on you. And what they'll do is they'll try to bring you into this degeneracy. And the crazy thing is, I just want to know how much they're making off of this. Because I want to know what amount of money was worth it to you. What amount of money was worth this like degeneracy? And I bet you this becomes a pattern. Like, how many men is he going to give his wife to in the next year? It's not going to end. It's not going to end. But, you know, call me crazy, call me old fashioned. Maybe I just don't want to live because I think, you know, maybe don't do corn, I don't know, have all this sexual stuff on camera for the world to see. Maybe don't let other men sleep with your wife. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old fashioned. Call me crazy.
Hold on. I want to see where she said
To
that.
tell them, but Adam has liked a tweet. So
Hold on, let me see. Let me see. I want to see where she said this. Hold on.
talking about Adam, and he offers me, I'll give you $1 million to come on Plug Talk and experience your first threesome. You have got to live a little, Pearl. And this is what the left does.
So again, she throws in that little tidbit of information, and it's like, bro, nobody's really like checking for you like that, woman. The fact that Adam is checking for you and nobody else is checking for you goes to tell you what you need to know about yourself. Okay? Do you see a damn like do you see a I don't know, like hell, do you see a Elon Musk checking for you? Do you see a Mark Zuckerberg checking for you? Do you see I don't know, the owner of TikTok checking for you? No. They already know your species. So again, the reason why I highlight this is because obviously she doesn't care about her dignity. I wouldn't want that to be revealed. I wouldn't want, listen, I would not want anybody to know that, hey, this guy offered me $1 million to do a scene. You know, like that's just showing you how much he thinks about you. That's what that's showing. Now I really doubt it that in mind you, she has less money than you. But I really doubt it that I think she's like a prime minister or something like that. Yeah, she's not a prime minister. She's like a I think a diplomat. Do you think Adam 22 will offer a diplomat $1 million to do a scene? And mind you, I don't think I don't know if she's married or not, but still. So this is just going on what like, you know, what I'm talking about. Now, in pertaining to Keisha, right? Keisha will say black men don't do this, black men don't do that, black men don't do this, that, and the other, right? But then turn around and cozy up with a known far right and maybe having even some fascist leanings, and see nothing of it. Okay. Now let me go to it. Hold on. Let me go. And this just goes to show you what this just goes to show you the mindset. This just goes on to say, show you the mindset of not only fresh but also fit, that honestly they will do anything for views. Okay, they will do anything for views. It does not even matter. Anything for views they will do. And uh you see that they will even try to convert Brad on to like join the dark side. Like join the dark side, basically. This is what they allow. They're like and you see that Keisha is in full support of it. So let's see.
Check your email, like, because I'm trying to talk about this too. So, like, first, to say not agreeing, and we as
Okay.
Hey, yo,
That's the time. I don't think they showed it. Okay, let's see. See.
There are a lot of.
I could have done better. I could have articulated what she's doing her live. People are like scattered around chatting and talking. So when we sit down and they position us around the table how they want the audience to see us.
Now, one thing I think, I don't even know who this is. I really don't have any idea who this is, but I think that they're like this pro-black or something like that. Like something about like a pro-black something. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, she said, I kissed Nick Fuentes on Fresh and Fit. So the thing is I want to get a point across. The whole pro-black thing and everything like that is nothing more than a I want to say a grift. It's a grift. Because if you're pro-black, why would you kiss a known like far right, like dang near fascist dude? Other thing I would like to get across as well is that in the words of Amilcar Cabral, I am an African nationalist, okay? Which means I'm not a Pan-African and I'm not into pro-black leanings, okay? I'm an African nationalist, which means that I care about the welfare of, number one, my home country, and number two, the continent of Africa. And if the welfare means seeking strategic partnerships with non-black people, then so be it. I am for that, as long as there is equal benefit and return on investment. That's an African nationalist. Thomas Sankara was an African nationalist. Amilcar Cabral was an African nationalist. Samora Machel was an African nationalist. Augustine Neto was an African nationalist. All of these people that I named, maybe with the exception of Thomas Sankara, got help from the former Soviet Union, China, Algeria, and other states, and as well as Cuba as well. But let's continue.
Nick sits down. Still don't know who Nick is. No one introduced Nick. No one said, hey, today's topic is gonna be. They laying down ground rules, what not to do, what to do. You get what I'm saying? It's almost if it's just like I'm the man. So make sure if you're not paying attention, treating us like sluts. You know, like their mindset.
So if you have seen Fresh and Fit, which I'm pretty sure she has, why would you go on the show if you know how they're going to treat you? Like, that's the real question I have. Like, why would you even go on the show if you know, hey, this is what you're going to get on the show? Like, why even, like, it makes no sense to me. Was the bag too big or what was the problem? But let's continue.
So
wait, so the picture with the kiss on the cheek, did that happen before or after?
It was after.
Okay.
Okay, so the fact that it happened afterward, and you know, obviously you would know who he is afterward, just goes to show you like what type of time you're on. You know what I mean? It's weird, but they really do be like they really do have this infatuation.
We'll get to that. Keep going.
Yes. So still don't know who Nick is. We get into it, and we find out who Nick is when he introduces himself and tell us what he social politics. So we just like, okay, like that's cool. Still don't know what we're going to be talking about. Still don't know that Nick is going to be leading this conversation. You get what I'm saying? Myron and Fresh aren't speaking as much. They're moderators. Didn't know that. So when the show started, I peeped Myron and Fresh, you know, hi, you see what you did? See what I did? And it's a bunch of black girls around this white guy, and we just looking like, okay, what are we gonna get into? So we get into it. And when we get into it, for me, looking back at myself, I'm just like, damn, I was so unprepared and caught off guard about it. It was just like trying to think, trying to, because I was, it was uncomfortable. It was painful, and I know the keys and the laughs, but it's like go with the flow. We did go with the flow. We cooled out. And that, if that's the words, because that's the word. You get what I'm saying? So but at the same time, I was just like still pushing back because I know me, and I should have been but I wasn't, because at the same time, Nick was saying some things that I had no idea what he was talking about. Things that we have no research, we have nothing, we have no leverage in this conversation, but what we think we know. You get what I'm saying? What from what we think we know.
The last day of school for children living in poverty is the last day of many things.
So I could have done better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For me, I can't speak for everybody around the table, but for me, I know that I could have done better. I could have articulated better. I could have done way better. I could have nailed it, but I didn't. And that for me, for these couple of days, has been really like a tussle and a tug of war too, because it's just like, damn.
So talk about the N-word part, like because when I watched it, it did look like you were the main instigator. So how did we get there?
I mean, people cut things. I don't know if you watch the whole thing or you just watch what somebody sent you, or you just watch what you got like a clip. But when he came out the gate saying that Matter of fact, Myron was asked, would you date outside your race? I said no. Matter of fact, they asked us, what's our name, where we from, how old are we, and if you want to be nasty, your body count, right? So they asked me if I had a black man, and I said yes, I do. And it was like,
Okay, so it's not really looking good for her. And the reason why it's not looking good for her is, okay, number one, if you have a black dude, why are you kissing other guys in the first place? Like, that's point number one. Like, why are you even kissing other guys, even if it's on the cheek, and you have a black boyfriend or a black husband? I don't know which one it is. That's point number one. Point number two, you say you won't date out your race, but you're kissing guys out your race? Please, can you give us an explanation?
well, that negates what his theory was on black women wanting white men, and I just picked up on that. So I'm like, okay, we go around the table. Everybody's telling if they got a man or not. And then he busts out the gate with, I want white babies. And I say, I don't like dating outside my race either, because I want black babies. So to me, we agree to disagree. We agree on something. To me, we agree on something, because I don't care that you want white babies. That don't mean anything to me. So he went on to talk about IQ. So that theory of IQ, I couldn't articulate on that because I don't have any information on that. I didn't read up on that. I didn't do nothing on that. So how can I talk about something that I don't know? That makes no sense to me. So yes, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna listen. I have to, because I'm unprepared. So okay. Then we kind of shifted a little bit to, I guess, lighten the load, but then it got into Trump, and then we started talking about Trump, and then that's how we started talking about Hitler, and then that's when they were talking about females. They consent, like if a guy has this type of status, a man could grab her pussy or something like that, to that extent. So we roll into. He said it was comments. It was after a comment. After this comment, somebody asked him about black people coming to his events, or what is his numbers with black people or something to that nature. And he was like, yeah, blacks. And he kept saying blacks, and he kept saying blacks. I wasn't the first person to ask him why he was saying blacks, but I noticed he kept saying blacks. I was like, yeah, why are you saying blacks? You get what I'm saying? Because I'm listening. So he was like, yeah, because I can have another word. No, my just like, so you don't like me? All right, cool. Cracker. Like it's you don't.
Okay, well, it looks like she's dancing around the fact that she was you know what I mean? But no, I don't know if these were black immigrants. I think let me see.
Stated that black Americans have 5 years until we are politically extinct. And everything that I've seen thus far is showing me that I'm right on track. Most recently, there was a video done by Fresh and Fit with white nationalist, white supremacist Nick Fuentes. And I really want to add context to what transpired, because what people need to understand, what black Americans need to understand, is what is happening is that a narrative is being imported to the country. And what we are experiencing is a form of domestic terrorism because it's to terrorize Black Americans and it's politically motivated. In Fresh and Fit, what you have to understand is that it's two immigrants, two non-Black American individuals who are holding a podcast. In this podcast, they're interviewing white nationalist Nick Fuentes, who doesn't think very highly of Black Americans or Black people in general. Then you compound this with other women who are majority Black Black immigrants. That's what they are. Immigrants.
Well, can we have some receipts, some proof that they're immigrants? I need the receipts.
Interviewing a white nationalist, this country, their ignorance of Black American history. And this is what transpired, where you had these women twerking on him. You had them kissing on him while, juxtaposing, talking about.
Well, okay, so here we go. Now, I don't think she's what you would call it, an immigrant. I think she's have her roots from here. And that was just the one that was just on the on her fan on her Instagram, she said, on this day of celebration, I honor my ancestors. Maybe this is referring to Juneteenth or something. So she's not a immigrant, Yeah. So maybe Fresh and Fit, yeah, they're immigrants. Everybody knows that. But she's not.
About Black Power and Black Power. You then had these immigrants egging him on to say the N-word, who put on, in many cases, put out on Caribbean. You had the little other Black chick. So if they can't get a Larry Elder, because most Black Americans aren't going to sell out their own for $1, especially not to the point where it's so disrespectful to our history and our lineage, as we saw in this podcast. That's not going to happen. So what they now do is they will try to import such anti-Black immigrants. Case in point would be Candace Owens. Candace Owens is, she said herself, Caribbean. You had the little other Black chick from PragerU. So they import these immigrants, not only their basis ignorance, but or completely overlook our contributions to respect to take place, or some anti-Semitism, and you see what happens to you. Okay, you see what happened to Ye. That same level of respect needs to be held for Black Americans who made their entry into this country even possible. You come into this country and then disrespect Black Americans is beyond the.
Okay, so he's just kind of rambling on. No disrespect, but yeah, he's kind of rambling on. Okay, so I wanted to go over that. I want to kind of like segue into another sector that, obviously this sector was a sector that basically it gained traction through the action of him scamming people and stuff like that. It was another it was another sector of it. And basically in this sector of it, it's I guess it's kind of like goodbye for now. Maybe he doing like, I think maybe he's gonna do like I'm thinking like if I had to like put my hand on it, maybe he do 5 years or so. Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's like 5 years he's gonna do. And we're talking about Mr. Polite. And we're also talking about Nature Boy. Now, I want to go to Nature Boy first, because here's the thing. There was this one guy who was one of his quote unquote disciples. I guess he was one of his disciples. And he was one of his disciples, and I guess he kind of they kind of left the nest once they were once he was put in the slammer. They kind of just left the nest, and they became like you know free to do their own biddings and stuff like that. But let's get into it. Hold on. Let's see. So this guy, he used to be with Nature Boy. Okay, and for maybe I should do the history for you guys who are new. But Nature Boy was this like cult guy. He claimed to be God. He claimed to like have this kind of divinity. He claimed to have all the knowledge in the world. He claimed to have all these type of things. He claimed to basically be anti-system, um, anti-system. He claimed to be like anti everything. That's what he claimed. Okay. Um. Uh. He went. He went from all these things. You know. He went from all. Went. He went from all these like these type of things, and so now. Wait a minute. Hold on. Maybe he's not gonna. Maybe he's not gonna ban me. Hold on. Give me a second.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce.
Finding that their habits, I have said this before.
Now, I don't really like this guy. I think he's a grifter too. I think he's a panderer as well. But there was a story that came out about Akeisha that decided that she was going to get like the word being that I'm looking for, that she was going to get uncooperative and get very, very much rambunctious and also unorderly in Dubai, and she paid the price for that. Now, I think there's more to the story. I think that that she was not just jailed for yelling. I think that the rabbit hole gets deeper, and I think there was another reason for her arrest. I don't know the reason, but yeah, perhaps this reason is being held from us, but I do believe that there was something else in play here. I don't know what that something else was, but I think yes, there was something else in play. And this is the reason why that she is in the situation that she is in right now. I think there was something else. It wasn't just her yelling to them. It was actually something else. I don't know what that something else is though.
From several other videos that sisters who have been coming into Africa and other countries have been finding that their habits, their bad behaviors, their way of displaying disrespect to men have really caused havoc in many of their lives. But this sister here, which I'm going to show you this video of how screaming can get you arrested. Check the video out and I'll be back.
Fox, the last 2 months are described as terrifying for a Houston woman who we're told is being detained in Dubai.
Fox 26's Domly Keith joining us live near downtown Houston with why she's being held. Domly.
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying
It's for the porter potty, by the way.
to get back to the Bayou City, but according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
I think there's again. I say I think there's something more to it. I don't think it was just screaming. I think there was like another underlining thing, and this just goes back to the fact that according to in Dubai, that even their dignity is more important than them. Like for example, than them just rolling out the blue carpet to them and saying, "Hey, since you have a passport that's an American passport, go ahead, act any way that you please to act, and we're still going to be okay with it." So this just goes to show you the shift. And well, it's not a shift. It was always in Dubai to begin with, but this just goes to show you that other countries are not going to put up with the same thing that America puts up with. This is just showing you that factor right now. You know what I mean? So this is it. You know, this is how it works basically. You know.
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the.
So I don't think it was a case in yelling back. I think that she actually yelled first, and that guy just decided, hey, you know, yeah, we're not playing that. So yeah, this is why I believe to be the case. I believe to be the case that like she was yelling, she was like she was saying certain things that she shouldn't have said. And because she said that, they were like, you know what? We don't got time for this. We're not having it. You know, and I think this is actually the underlining story. I believe that she started it. I believe that she was saying something. I believe that she provoked this whole situation. And although they can try to make it seem like, hey, you know, she's just the victim, I believe there was something more at play. You know, that's what I truly believe. Well, let's continue.
Rental car agent, she says, resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice,
I don't think the issue was raising her voice. I think the issue was the I want to say the the scene she was causing. I don't think the issue was raising the voice. It was just the fact that she was causing a scene, and they were like, "Yo, what the hell are you doing?" And we're not playing that. Like that's what I believe to be the case. I don't think it was a case of I don't think it was a case of raising the voice. I really don't. Like I really find that kind of hard to believe that it was a case of her raising her voice and then they just said, "Hey, yeah, we're not having that." I don't think it was I really don't think it was her necessarily raising the voice. I really don't. Well, let's continue.
voice is punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates. Now, after Baxter says her daughter was charged with screaming in Dubai, her passport has been taken, and the American social media influencer who worked
Again, I think there's more to this. You know, I really think that there is actually some more to this because of the simple fact that, yeah, you know, they took the passport, but you have to ask you have to ask the question, okay, why? Why did they take the passport? You know what I mean? Like I am of the opinion, you know, and don't like shoot me for this opinion. I'm of the opinion that she was up to something else, like that she was up to something way bigger. You know, that it wasn't just, oh, we're just going to take your passport. I think there was something way bigger at play here. And so, yeah, um, I for yelling, they're just gonna take your passport. Nah, there's something else, bro. There's something else that they're not telling us. I don't know what that something is, but there's something else. Something else is missing in this story.
works as a truck driver can't leave the UAE, according to her mom. And her mom says she's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's very frightening. The longer she's been there, the more reality has started to kick in.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai.
Long live the patriarchy, by the way. You know, long live African patriarchy too. You know, I'll say that and I'll say it again sincerely. And I'll repeat myself until I'm blue at the face. Long live African patriarchy. But anyhow, that's beside the point. But but what I'm saying is I think that I think what happened was that there was actually that there was actually that even in Dubai, I think a guy who makes a scene like that, I think they'll him up too. I'm pretty sure, like, if a guy tried to do that in public, they'll be like, "Yo, what are you doing? Chill out." I think they'll him up as well. I don't think it would just be a one-way street. I think that they would be like, "Yeah, we're not letting that fly here." you're getting hemmed up as well. I don't think it would just be I don't think it would just be like one way around. I doubt it, you know. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I don't think it was I don't think it would be like just one way. You know, that sounds kind of weird to me. I think they would do it to anybody. It wouldn't just be like it wouldn't just be like her because she's a woman.
It's not fair and it's not right.
Now, the 29-year-old does now have an attorney there in Dubai, and her mom says she's told that she could face jail time because there is surveillance video of her screaming. Now, we have reached out to the U.S. and the UAE embassies. Will government officials step in and give her assistance? I'm still awaiting responses. Reporting live near downtown Houston, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
What do you think? Let me say this right here. You know, this is not to beat up on our sisters or browbeat a sexist. If one country and go over and display and choose to act that same way, you are going to get yourself caught. Now look at this picture right here of the sister. I was sent this here. I'm not sure who she is, but
Dang. Holy crap. Wow. Look at this. Wow. What in the hell happened to her? Let's listen.
the guy who sent it to me knows who she is, and he told me that they got into her and her boyfriend got into a so-called argument, and he wind up hitting her. I don't condone violence, not at all. I don't condone violence. You know, it said violence begot violence, and we don't know the story. Why did he hit her? Oh, it doesn't matter. I can hear people now. It doesn't matter why. Well, it does matter. It does matter because I know that I have seen many videos now where the young ladies are hitting boyfriends, attacking them, spitting, biting, scratching, kicking. And we have this mindset because she's a woman, we should not retaliate. Well, the boiling point is here because men now are fed up to the point where they feel as though that they have no other recourse. Because how many men are calling police officers to have a woman arrested because of abuse? So he will endure the pain for time in and time out until he explodes. And then people are wondering, why is it that he hit her? Or women are wondering why that he acted in such a way when all the while this was just the tip of the iceberg that led to the violence that came upon what you were giving. In Africa, we know that you Muslim man and a woman disrespect a man, get ready for the judgment.
Okay, so now here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. In Islam, the punishment is not supposed to be like too crazy, right? You're not supposed to do it like hella crazy. You're not supposed to Mike Tyson it. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to do that. That's not supposed to be the case when you're issuing out the punishment. As a matter of fact, you're supposed to kind of like just give it some time. Just give it time, give it time, give it time. And then like, you know, then if there is no other recourse, then you just have to do something, but it can't be like too heavy. It has to be like a shock value. It has to be like what I want to say, like a tap sort of thing. But I think the reason why the escalation of it is because these women are starting it first. That's the problem. I think that's where the underlying factor is that the women, they're starting it. So the men are simply saying, saying, okay, bet I'll match you. That's why I think it's happening. Is that the men are saying, okay, bet I'll match you then. So now I don't know what part of Africa that took part in, but obviously I don't think the police are going to do much about it.
Get ready. Even here in Africa, you deal with some of the cultures where the culture that the men are really respected and being in a position of being a protector, provider, being the head, and you have some woman coming from America, coming from UK or whatever country it is, and you're bringing a disrespectful behavior towards a man, you will get dealt with. We see there's more masculinity now of display from the women in America. Violence, vocal attacks, confrontational. This right here has to stop. If this continues, what then? Where does that leave our youth? We have to end this whole thing with our ladies. And I say, coming to Africa, you can learn. Now, many women think that African women, Muslim women, are in a subjective state or suppressive state, a suppressive state or a oppressive state. And they think it's demeaning. They think it's belittling that a woman can't be like a man, which is the most silliest thing. Men shows rage, anger. Women's supposed to show the peace, the love, and for them to grow up to be respectful, honorable women. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there who are in the struggle, who want to go and get out of the mess that you are in. I'm saying go black to Africa because of the fact that there is a different life here. Though it's changing in many of the cities that I might have visited, the larger cities, because they are watching the rest of the world. And you're starting to slowly see it creep into the minds that this is okay. But when you get into the villages and the places that are of respect for themselves, the people, the culture, man, woman, and child. So with that, family, this is your man, not your boy.
All right. So he gave his spiel. Now I kind of want to segue a little bit because here's the thing. The women that are coming to Africa and stuff like that, the women who are coming abroad are not even the top quality women. They're not even top tier women. They're women that basically are, what's a good word, man? They're women who are basically bygones. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. The women who are coming into Africa and into these places are bygones. Now, I want to show a woman. I want to show a woman from my tribe. Okay, so you have to understand something. What would a man rather choose if given the choice? I hate to say it, but this is just the bottom line truth, that women who are coming to Africa from the West, or women who are coming into South America, or these kind of places, I hate to say it, but the only reason why they are first choice is a visa, is a green card. No other reason. Okay? They are going to get played. All right? So I know it sounds bad, but yes, I will say that African men, you do lose, like fellow Africans, you do lose dignity using a damn woman for a visa. or a green card. Come on, man. Just do it the hard way. Hell, you know, when we get to Europe, most of us have to do it the hard way anyway. So why not just do it the hard way if you're trying to get to America too? Yeah, don't do it the easy way. You know, but let me go ahead and show you. Okay? So I'm showing you this to show you this is what we deal with. Now, let me see. What would you rather deal with if you're a man? Like, this is the thing. Do you see Akeisha looking like this? Do you see Akeisha looking like keeping up with their body like this, being in shape like this? Okay. Do you see who do you see Akeisha actually doing this? Okay. Let me see if there's the video. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if she still have this video. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. I'm looking for something. Just give me a minute. All right. I guess they didn't put it on here, but let me see if this person has a 'cause I just want to show you the dynamics, like the different dynamics, you know? I just want to show you the different dynamics. Okay, I guess I'll just play. Okay, let's see. So you see her, right? You see this dynamic. She's smiling, peaceful, youthful, in shape, versus the other dynamic that you're getting when these Keishas, when these overweight Karens go to Africa or go to these places. You see the complete different dynamic that you are getting if you stick with your native ones. And yeah, they say, like, some will say, oh, I'm an advocate of Black love, this, that, and the other. But you look at it and you have to ask yourself, are you guys going to mesh? You know, for example, Keisha loves pork. Keisha loves fattening foods. The average Fulani, okay? The average Fulani rarely even eats beef. I can't remember the last time I even ate beef. To take it a step further, the average Fulani maybe doesn't even eat goat. If it's served to him, yeah, they'll eat it, but they're not going to like just seek it out and be like, okay, I want some goat. So I'm saying this to say that, like, what do they offer us that is better? The only thing that they offer is a green card. You know, I'm just going to be real. I'm just got to keep it a buck, man. So you look at him, right? He doesn't have to worry about these women yelling at him. He doesn't have to worry about these women like barking at him. He doesn't even have to worry about the women letting him lead. They are just going to let him lead by default. So this is what I'm saying when I say, what are you getting from this arrangement? Subscribe to him, by the way. He's a good full bass singer, basically. It's a very, very good full bass singer. But anyhow, now let's move to the other aspects. Um, let's not talk about. I thought I was going to talk about Nature Boy and stuff like that, but I mean, again, it's just showing Pookie and Ray Ray in the conscious sphere. That's the only difference. Is that it's just showing a conscious Pookie Ray Ray type dynamic. That's the only difference. It's not really anything that needs to be said or anything like that. It's just showing it's just showing that like a would be conscious Pookie Ray Ray type dynamic. That's the only thing it's showing. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Give me 1 second. I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. So I want to kind of like revert back to the Quran. And so I'm going to read a verse in the Quran. And it's going to like segue to like the next part of the topic that I want to get to. Let me just go ahead and pull it up. Hold on just a minute. I'm looking for it. Okay, so I'm going to read this verse real quick. Okay, so the verse is as follows. The verse is A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. The verse says Walaysa dakaruhu kala unta. So what that means is that basically it means that, hold on just a minute. It means, and the male is not like the female. Okay. So with that being said, the sisterhood, Keisha, thought, and Karen too, to a lesser extent too, Karen and Keisha thought that they were going to get a yardstick up on men who are traveling. And the thing is that, like, again, I said this, I'm out of this country. I'm leaving this country not because I'm necessarily just looking to settle down and have a family. I'm looking at the economical benefits, the social and moral benefits, and I'm also looking at the the like the psychological I'm also looking at the psychological benefits as well. That's the thing.
Resume Now is America's top
I'm
resume.
looking at that as well. Okay. I'm looking at all of those things. I'm looking at these factors. I'm looking at also the religious factor as well, because I mean, let's face it. I don't think you're going to get a 100% like place, no matter if it's a Muslim country, that's just going to be straight down the middle when it comes to Sharia, following the Quran, the Sunnah, and the consensus of the scholars. I don't think you're going to get that. But there are areas where you can get like a part of that, you know. So now let's get into this. Okay. Hold on just a minute. Let's let's go ahead and get into it.
To come and live with her, you know.
It's kind of true. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Hey, what up? Shout outs to the show Solo Traveler. You know, I like his perspective. He's very like balanced, very mild. Shout outs to him. You know, I rock with him. He's solid. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go.
It's your boy, the Solo Traveler ORD, and thanks again for checking out another one of my videos. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell while you are here. I appreciate all the support. So back with another video review. This time I'm actually doing another one on the Passport Sis again. So the Passport Sis are the women that just the gift that just keep on giving. So with this, I want to go over more L's that they've been taking, this time over in Africa, particularly in Nigeria. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Of course, you guys know that I've done some videos reviews on Danica in the past. She has some excellent videos to watch. So go ahead and check out a lot of her videos that she have on her channel. But let's listen to this one.
Hear me out, you guys. What's sad to me and revealing are not the fact that home in America, families
coming to the United States, coming to, you know, to look for modern women. They don't want modern women. Why would they do that? It makes no sense, you know. But modern women think that they can find.
Yeah, you know, the crazy thing is, she said what's sad to me, and it's like, why is it sad, and why is it like a surprise? Like, the only ones who are gonna put up with your stuff is American men. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, why are you surprised when other men are not going to put up with your stuff? The only other men that want to put up with your stuff is those who are like sugar boys or looking for a green card or something like that. That's the only ones. Other than that, a man who's foreign and who got it out the mud, maybe was a taxi driver, working like 60 hours a week, maybe 100 hours a week, and then he bosses up, buys a business or something like that. He don't got time for you. What?
These dudes, and they want to conform or control them. They think that because they have money that they could control these men. It don't work that way. No. And you think you're gonna go to their country and try to control them? It don't work that way. Let's continue with these videos.
How American girls can win over the aunties in the village so that he will marry you. First things first, ladies, always be helpful and learn how to carry something on your head no matter how hot it is. Secondly, befriend the babies and pay them some naira to teach you how to do some footwork. Third, know how to cook his favorite stew or soup and have the aunties teach you in the village. It's the agusi for me. Fourth, get one of his cousins to do your hair and make sure that you show the aunties after, because they're going to tell you how beautiful you look and how you look like them. And lastly, y'all, make sure you love the village, because more than likely you're going to be bringing your kids back. I did all this and we still broke up. Clown.
So again, he only like and you know, I hate to say it, but the aunties were probably like, man, we got something better for you. You don't have to deal with this Belejo woman. Like they probably were saying that. They were like, man, like, okay, you probably want to like you probably are looking to experience something else, but she did all of this and they still ended it. And I guarantee you the reason why it was ended is because, again, she probably tried to control the village or something. We don't know what the dynamics behind why it was over, but man, like, come on now, let's be real. These are, you know how they say, like, you know what they'll say? They'll like be like, oh, the passport bros are the guys that the women didn't want in the United States. Well, what does that make the passport sisters then? Please answer. Please answer that question. Inquiring minds want to know.
Dang. Yo, I have to add that. Yo, that was funny. I hate to even laugh at that because that is kind of messed up, but It was funny how he threw that clown in at the end, but that is what these women are forced with because of the cultural difference. Let's continue with this TikTok that says, "Why your man don't let you go nowhere by yourself." Oh, that's why Nigerian, huh? Why do your man have you cooking rice every day? Let's face it. These women think that they're going to go to another country and control these men. It's not going to work out. It's not going to go that way. They are.
And I know this is going to sound crazy. Nigerians get a bad rap, okay? Nigerians get a bad rap. But out of Senegalese, out of Cape Verdeans, out of Guinea-Bissauans, out of Eritreans, I'll include Algerians as well. Nigerians are some of the most based Africans that I've ever came across. It was a Nigerian that got my ass into IT, basically. Okay? He wasn't a Yahoo boy. He was a software engineer. And he got me in. This goes to show you what type of time these guys are on. Shout outs to them, man.
Are going to control you because remember, they're in a society where men are in control. They do not allow feminism or anything like that reign over them. They don't.
The thing is, we gotta like stop it from in to my fellow African brothers. You can't let this drag queen, this LGBT, and this rainbow gangster agenda spread. You can't let it spread. You have to stamp it out at any given corner, no matter what part it is in. Okay? You can't let it spread. Otherwise, it's going to be like cancer. And it's going to do what it's doing in this society to that society. And unfortunately, that's what America wants so they can take more stuff. But we can't let it happen. That's what France wants. That's what Belgium wants. That's what all of them want. You know? And the women who like try to like come to my page and tell me to show my face and this, that, and the other, you guys can just F off, bro. Like, again, my dignity is more important than your approval. Okay? I'm not in I'm not in any kind of obligation to prove my Torodogal, my Pulaku, whatever the case may be. I'm not I'm not obligated. And that goes for the simps too, who pander to these women. Yeah, just F off. You know, this page isn't for you. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about what you're doing. But let's continue.
Don't play that. So she thought that she's gonna be good, thinking that she's gonna run her mouth and be in control, do what she want. It don't work that way. Let's move on to the next one. So with this one, this is the brother Austin Holloman. Basically, recently he actually he's in Africa, and I guess that he got a chance to talk with this one expat living in Africa and in this one country. I forgot the name of it, but let's see exactly what they're talking about.
There are women, older women, who are coming here to look for sex. African men. Young African men.
Would you say it's mainly black, white?
I deal with a lot of the sisters.
They thought that they won't have the same rights.
Oh, it's just like the bygone women again. I don't want to call them leftovers, but yeah, they're like just bygone women. That, like, you know, nobody was that were hot. They were hot before, but now they're not hot.
Go ahead and jump into this video.
I'm fine. We're just kind of interested towards women in your past, correct?
Yes, I have. If that is God, make it possible for me to come and live with her in the United States to have a better life. And
doesn't match the culture.
Okay. So, you know, again, you see what's happening, you know. You see what's happening. But here's unfortunately something else that's happening. I have to bring it to your attention.
Number 7, just because you have
I have to bring it to your attention that this is actually occurring. You know, it's sad that this is occurring, but it is occurring. They have this kind of trend now. I wasn't aware of this trend until recently, but there's this like trend, and not only is it gaining traction, it's actually gaining dollars from, you guessed it, I hate to say it, but men.
So that you can spend your money.
Ice cream so good.
No, no spicy. For me? For me? For me?
Pumpkin, yum. Hot dogs, yum.
Hi guys, hope you are having a good day.
Shout outs to the owl, by the way, for being for being pretty being a solid being a solid channel as well. Shout outs to the owl. Subscribe to him too.
And yes, this is what is going on. To be honest, the first time I saw this stupidity, I thought that it was just another dumb TikTok trend for brain dead with too much free time. But when I delved deeper into it, I just couldn't believe it.
Huh? Huh?
No, no spicy. For me? For me? For me?
So when you see the roses and when you see these things, this is people who are actually giving to this kind of like debauchery.
For me? For me? Taco. For me? For me?
Ice cream so good. Becky Lopez. Slay, huh? Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. Yes, 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 yes. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. Pumpkin, yum. Hot dogs, yum. I'm hungry.
When I saw it and realized how big and wide this was spreading, I was really surprised. Until I found out that these women were actually making money off of this. And who do you think is paying them? The usual suspects, the lowest of the lowest, aka simps. Seriously. Imagine working 60 to 70 hours a week just so that you can spend your money getting off on women acting like video games NPCs. Come on dude, what the F? How depraved do you have to be to sexualize something that was meant to have absolutely no sexual undertone?
Oh, y'all smoking crack! Something is wrong with you people!
Yum. Where is this?
No spicy. No.
Oh, thank you, baby. This is so cute. Hee-haw, yes. You got me feeling like a cowgirl. Let me run it. Ice cream, so good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Leslie.
So I don't know if this is on TikTok or Bingo Live, but the thing is when you are doing those things, when you're giving those kind of things, what that essentially means is that you're giving them money. Like when you give them like ice cream, when you give them these things, they cash out those they cash out those they cash out those things and they get money. That's what happens, you know. So this is what is unfortunately what they're paying for. It's sad, but this is the sad state we live in right now.
Mota, what is this?
And these women can easily make 6 figures a year if they are really attractive, and the average ones, they can make mid to upper 5 figures, and let's not forget that most of them also have an OnlyFools account. This is how easy modern women can make money, thanks to simps. No wonder why women have unrealistic expectations. Because of simps, they are accustomed to effortless success. They have developed expectations that everything in life should come easily to them, making them entitled and delusional. where they believe they deserve special treatment or privileges without putting in the necessary effort. Not only that, but also lack of appreciation. Women have no appreciation for the effort that goes into achieving something. As a result, they take things for granted and not fully recognize the significance of any accomplishment. And if they cannot get their way, they go and cry to the simps government. Or they just vote simps into office to make things easy for them, regardless of how bad it affects others. And thanks to simps for pandering to women and giving them free bees, we have a society full of entitled brats with diminished resilience when faced with challenges or setbacks, disrespectful turds with a disregard for others, delusional narcissists with unrealistic self-perception, and a bunch of possibly future mothers who struggle with delayed gratification. And with society condoning single motherhood, what kind of children do you think these women are going to raise? Because let's just be honest here, any woman who make money doing this is not going to be a good wife.
I'm hungry. Cute. Yeah, hijo. No spicy.
They look lovely.
What Al said is spot on. You know, I don't know what's going on with these men though that do this. Like what? Like, don't you have something better to use your money on? Like instead of like this? Like, why are you using your money on this? You know, like, come on, has to be something better to use your money on. There shouldn't be any like other thing that you should be using your money on. You should be using your money on something constructive, something that's going to add to your life. Why are you using your money on something like this? That's just what I'm wondering. It's weird. Like, what is the problem? Like, really, there has to be something else. For real, for real.
Oh, good afternoon to you too, huh? Oh, hee-haw, yes. You got me feeling like a cowgirl. Are you ready? Cake. Ice cream, so good. Yes. Pop, amazing. Fire. Thank you, Kimmy. Oh, thank you, me. Yes. You got me feeling like a robot. Back.
Marshmallow. Crunchy corn. Yum. Kitty paws. Pumpkin. Yum.
The weirdest part in all of this is that I can't even blame these women for doing what they are doing. This is capitalism. They have a product, and there is a market for the product. My issue is with the people who are consuming the product. Yes, you want to get off, but seriously.
Yeah, I will say something about that, about like capitalism. What I will say is that, yeah, you know, with capitalism, this is just how it works, bro. You know, and we know what sells. I mean, I just hate to say it, but you know, we kind of know what sells, you know. It sells, you know. I just hate to say it, but this is just the bottom line. For whatever reason, this is more important than this is more important than like just substance, you know. But let's continue on.
On all the things that you can get off of, this is the one that some men are choosing. Spending thousands of dollars on a woman who doesn't even care about you. A woman who will never do anything for you while the hub is free.
And that's another thing too. Like, it's kind of confusing. I don't like condone any kind of like I don't condone any kind of X work or anything like that. But or any kind of getting off on X or corn or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that like You can get most of the stuff for free. That's the thing. Like most of the stuff you can do for free, you can get for free. You don't have to like pay for it. It's weird that like you're deciding to pay for it, you know? It's kind of wrong, you know? Why would you pay for something like this?
I'm just kidding, but still.
Basketball, yum.
We got that. I guess I'm staying.
Meow, meow, meow. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Meow, 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 meow. Yes, yes, yes. Ice cream so good. Yes, yes, yes. Take your Blake, take your Jace, gang, gang. Take your George, take your I don't know. Take your Tay, take your Iron. Ooh, ooh. Yes, yes, yes. Gang, gang. Yes, 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 yes. Gang, gang. Yes, yes, yes.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
This is the kind of things that are making mentally well-adjusted men walk away from romantic relationships with Western women. Because simps are willing to pay women to be degenerate. Imagine being married to a woman whose over 1,000 men have whacked it on her because she was getting paid to sexualize herself on the cloud.
I put you to bed. What are you doing here? Go back to bed. Okay, then I'm coming with you.
The sad thing is that, you know, I didn't even know she had a daughter, but like, come on now, man. Like, your daughter? Your daughter? Come on. Really?
With you. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Gotta put my son to bed because he wake up.
Okay, her son. Never mind, her son. Okay. Son. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to get that wrong. But your son?
See you in a minute. Mwah.
Yeah, so I just, you know, I've been on for quite some time. It's like about to be 3 hours or so. I don't know, maybe I'll come on tomorrow, but one thing I want the main message I'm trying to get across is that don't let yourself be compromised. Don't let your dignity be compromised by you trying to gain acceptance through all this goofy stuff going on. Okay? You don't have to be accepted. As long as you're doing the right thing, as long as you're progressing your life, as long as you're you know, how should I put it? Hold on. As long as you're beginning with yourself, then the hell with what these people think, man. That includes modern women. That includes these red pill guys. That includes all these high value men, whatever. Just, yeah, man. Just who cares? But I want to know what you guys want to see in the comment section. I want to know what you guys want to see, like, even if I don't go live, I want to know what you guys want to see just on regular videos. You know, I need to know this. You know, yes, I'm still going to touch the geopolitical things, of course, but I want to know what else you guys want to see. Just let me know. Okay? And I'll see if I can basically cater to that. But with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and I'm off until the next one. On Jarama.